Yogurt might look like a very ordinary food, but it is really milk that has been carefully transformed by bacteria. Not random bacteria and not spoilage, but the right bacteria, working at the right temperature, for the right amount of time. That is why yogurt can be thick, tangy, and stable, while a carton of milk left out on the counter just becomes a problem. Most people think of yogurt as just another dairy product sitting in the fridge. But yogurt is actually one of the oldest and most useful examples of fermentation in everyday life. At its core, yogurt is milk that has been cultured with specific lactic acid-producing bacteria. In the United States, the standard yogurt culture includes Streptococcus thermophilus and Lactobacillus delbrueckii subsp. Bulgaricus. As these bacteria feed on lactose, the sugar in milk, they produce lactic acid. That acid changes the milk so much that it turns from a pourable liquid into the thick food we know as yogurt. What yogurt actually is? The easiest way to understand yogurt is to stop thinking of it as old milk and start thinking of it as controlled fermentation. Milk on its own is a nutrient-rich liquid, which means microbes can grow in it very easily. Yogurt happens when people deliberately add the right cultures and create the right conditions so those cultures take over first. That is a very different process from milk simply spoiling. In yogurt, the bacteria lower the pH, create the sour flavor, and reshape the proteins into a gel. In spoiled milk, the process is uncontrolled and can involve unwanted microbes, off smells, and unsafe results. How bacteria turn milk into yogurt. This is the real magic part. Milk contains lactose, which is a natural sugar. Yogurt bacteria consume that sugar and release lactic acid. As the acid level rises, the milk becomes more acidic, and the pH drops toward about 4.6 or lower. That matters because milk proteins, especially caseins, behave very differently at that point. Instead of floating around separately in the liquid, they begin to pull together and form a network. That network traps water, fat, and other dissolved parts of the milk, so the whole thing thickens into a soft gel. That is why yogurt is not thick because someone added a thickener first. It is thick because the chemistry of the milk has changed. A helpful way to picture it is this. Milk starts as a smooth liquid with proteins spread through it. As acid builds, those proteins link up into a loose three-dimensional web. The Center for Dairy Research describes the water phase a bit like water held in a sponge. So yogurt is not just sour milk. It is a new structure made by fermentation. That structure also explains why different yogurts can feel thin, creamy, firm, or spoonable depending on milk solids, fat level, culture choice, and incubation time. Why temperature matters so much. Temperature is what makes yogurt feel almost alive as a process. If the milk is too cool, the bacteria work too slowly and the yogurt may stay runny. If it is too hot, the cultures can be damaged or killed. A common yogurt making method is to heat the milk to around 180 to 185 degrees Fahrenheit, then cool it to roughly 108 to 115 degrees before adding the starter. After that, the milk is incubated warm, usually around 110 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 6 to 10 hours. Once the yogurt sets, refrigeration slows the bacteria down and helps stop the acid from building too far. That first heating step is also more important than many people realize. It is not only about food safety. Extension sources note that heating helps alter milk proteins in a way that improves the final body and texture of the yogurt. In simple terms, that means heating helps the finished yogurt become smoother and firmer instead of weak and watery. Then the cooling step matters because the starter culture needs warm but not overly hot milk to begin fermentation properly. Yogurt is one of those foods where tiny temperature differences can change the whole result. Why yogurt lasts longer than milk? One reason yogurt became such an important everyday food is that fermentation changes the conditions inside the milk. Heat and acidity both help limit the growth of many harmful or spoilage organisms. Colorado State and Alaska Extension guidance both emphasize that these two barriers matter for safety. Historically, this made fermented milk useful long before people had refrigerators. It would not last forever, but it could last longer and travel better than fresh milk in many settings. That is a huge reason yogurt mattered. It helped turn a highly perishable food into something more stable, more practical, and often more enjoyable to eat. This is also why the phrase, "yogurt is just old milk," misses the point. Old milk is neglected. Yogurt is managed. People heat the milk, add a starter, hold it in a controlled temperature range, and stop the fermentation at the point they want. That is careful food transformation, not accidental decay. Even in modern law, yogurt is defined as a food made by culturing dairy ingredients with specific bacteria, and the finished product must reach a pH of 4.6 or lower. That is a controlled standard, not a happy accident. Where yogurt likely came from, the exact origin of yogurt is uncertain, and that is worth saying clearly. Historians generally believe fermented milk foods developed many centuries ago among herding peoples in regions stretching across parts of Western Asia, the Middle East, and nearby areas. Several educational sources describe early milk storage in containers made from animal stomachs or similar materials. Those containers could introduce enzymes and microbes that encouraged curdling and acidification. Over time, people would have noticed that this transformed milk lasted longer and had a pleasant tart taste, so the method continued and spread. That uncertainty actually makes sense. Yogurt was not invented in a modern lab with a signed patent and a date. It was likely discovered through repeated daily practice with milk, animals, containers, and climate. Britannica notes that yogurt may have originated in Turkey, but there are many stories around its discovery. So the safest version is that yogurt is ancient, its precise birthplace is debated, and it likely emerged in pastoral societies that needed better ways to handle milk. How yogurt became a modern everyday product? For most of history, yogurt was a local or regional food made in homes and small communities. The big change came when industrial food systems learned how to standardize the process. In commercial production, dairies pasteurize the milk, often homogenize it for a smooth texture, inoculate it with the culture, incubate it under controlled conditions, and then cool and package it. Milk solids may also be adjusted to change body and texture. Flavorings, fruit, and sweeteners can be added too. That is how yogurt moved from a traditional fermented milk to a globally familiar supermarket product. Modern yogurt also exists in many styles. Regular yogurt is the basic fermented product. Greek-style or strained yogurt becomes thicker because some of the whey, the liquid part, is removed after fermentation. That concentrates what remains and changes the texture. The result is a denser, richer yogurt that feels very different in the mouth, even though the basic fermentation idea is the same. So when viewers look at a yogurt shelf today, they are not seeing one food. They are seeing one fermentation idea expressed in several textures and formats. Does all yogurt have probiotics? This part needs careful wording. Yogurt may be a good source of probiotics, but not every product sold around the idea of yogurt automatically delivers proven probiotic benefits. NIH Consumer Guidance notes that fermented foods can contain live microorganisms, but whether those microorganisms provide probiotic benefits depends on the types and amounts present. U.S. regulations also allow yogurt to be treated after culturing to inactivate viable microorganisms for shelf life. So, yogurt and probiotic are related, but they are not exactly the same claim. That distinction is useful for your script because it adds a myth versus reality moment. Yogurt is made by bacteria. That part is true. But viewers should not assume every yogurt cup is identical in terms of live cultures or health effects. The safe, accurate way to frame it is that yogurt is a fermented food made through bacterial culture, and some yogurts can also be good sources of live cultures. That keeps the science accurate without drifting into exaggerated health claims. Why yogurt still matters today. What makes yogurt such a strong everyday info topic is that it connects ancient food preservation with modern food science in a very visible way. Viewers can understand it fast. Milk starts as a liquid. Bacteria eat lactose. Acid builds. Proteins link together. The milk thickens. Temperature controls the whole process. That is simple enough to follow, but surprising enough to feel satisfying. It is also visually strong because every step can be shown with milk, a thermometer, a spoon, a warm incubator, and the final set yogurt. Yogurt also still matters because it shows how humans learn to work with microbes instead of only fighting them. In many everyday stories, bacteria are framed as the enemy. Yogurt is a perfect reminder that the right bacteria, under the right conditions, can help create a stable, useful, tasty food. That is part of what makes yogurt feel ordinary on the surface but quietly fascinating underneath. So how is yogurt made? By guiding milk through a controlled fermentation. Specific bacteria turn lactose into lactic acid. The acid lowers the pH. The proteins coagulate and form a gel. Heat, cooling, incubation, and refrigeration shape the final texture and flavor. The result is a food that is older than modern industry, but still completely relevant to daily life now. Yogurt is not just milk that went bad. It is milk that was deliberately transformed. And once you see that, a simple cup of yogurt starts to look a lot more interesting. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. Then tap the bell icon to turn on all notifications so you never miss any of our future videos.